That doesn't look like me. Let me fix that real quick. 3, 2, 1. There we go. Now I have blue eyes. I forgot to change my eye color. Well, that's awkward. I'm just gonna keep it like that. I lied. I need my yellow eyes. Hello and welcome to another JNMG video. I am your host JonNario, and today I will be doing the 30 KPR. Okay, that was an awful intro. Hello and welcome to another JNMG video. I am your host JonNario, and today I will be doing the 30 KPR video on every single class instead of going with the 25 KPR, because as I've noticed after playing a couple of days of the U10 update, getting to 30 KPR is possible without any augments. So I will be getting to 30 KPR on every single character without, well, instead of going 25, then 30 KPR. First and foremost is going to be, as always, my main character, my knight. My knight is currently sitting at 33,254 power rank. As of right now, I believe I am third highest knight on Xbox. Maybe fourth, who knows, I'm third. So I am actually third highest knight on Xbox. I was the first one to get to 33 KPR and 30 KPR as a knight, by the way. As you saw in the intro, those pictures were when I got to 30 KPR in less than an hour and 33 KPR in like 4 hours. It was actually kind of cool. Anyways, I will be using my 33,254 power rank. I was getting some messages, so that's why the awkward cut right here. So I will be doing 30 KPR on every single character on Uber 10 difficulty. I will not be doing Uber 9, I will not be doing Uber 8 GL topside. The only exception probably will be the Gunslinger, because that is the only character that as of right now doesn't have enough light to enter Uber 10. I will probably still be doing Uber 10, I will just enter Uber 10 with my Knight and then just complete dungeon with my Gunslinger. But the Gunslinger, just to let you know, that is the only character that won't be at over to 2100 light. I believe the other one is the Revenant, because I really want a extremely high coefficient Revenant for Shadow Towers. So I will be doing not only the Revenant, but also the Gunslinger will be the only two characters that probably will not have enough light to do Uber 10, well, to enter Uber 10. So just to let you know from that from now on. Also, as of right now, I currently have 5 characters at 30,000 power rank. I will be recording them eventually. I will not record them like I did on my 20 KPR on every single character like I did. I record like 4 or 5 videos a day. I will just record one of them, then just edit, post it, record the other one, and so on and so forth. So they will come out more eventually rather than just right now. Also, probably you're just noticing that I put a timer on screen just so you can skip to my stats and everything. This is just like a little intro on the third KPR video on every single class. Without further ado, let's get started. So for those or everyone who just skipped to right now, how's it going, everyone? And let's get started to 33,254 power rank knight. This is a highly heavily focused knight on light, so my stats aren't as great. So my physical damage is 341,179 physical damage. I have 91 movement speed, because you can get more than 87 movement speed base, because Crystal Gear does in fact give more movement speed than Stellar. I am rocking 192% attack speed, because one of my piece of gear has attack speed, which is my melee. I have 99.4% critical hit. The reason I do not have 100% is because I remove critical hit on my weapon just to get some magic find. And 1,993.1 critical damage. Again, I do not have over 2,000 critical damage. The reason being, it's because I do have an attack speed weapon. And I'm missing like 40% on my critical damage. But I will be talking about this bad boy right here, the light. I'm rocking 4,756 light. And that is a lot. That is quite high in terms of light. So That is why my stats aren't as great like the gunslinger that you will see. My gunslinger is also maxed out and like my gems is already fully augmented. Same goes with this character. This character already has all the gems fully augmented. So let's get started. My lesser gems, my fire, air, and water gems are still the same as my 20k PR video on every single class. Like the one that I did on the night is the same gems. I haven't changed any of them. As the empower gem is two of them is 2-1 physical. Two of them, one of them, the pirate is 2-1 crit damage, and my lesser gem is 2-1 physical, 2-1 physical, 2-1 physical, 2-1 crit damage, 2-1 crit damage, and 2-1 physical. What the? What? Wait. No wonder. Oh, there we go. Yeah, I misread that. Sorry. I got scared because I was pressing down. I was like, wait, 2-1 physical, 2-1 physical? No, but no, it's 2-1 physical, 2-1 crit damage on all my gems. I got scared for just a sec. Hashtag fail. Anyways, moving on to my cosmic gems, which is the new one. The cosmic gems, I am rocking 2 light, 1 physical on both of my lesser gems. I wanted 2 light, 1 physical, 2 light, 1 crit damage on both of them, but I did not get any of them, so I pretty much went with 2 physical. 1 physical, 2 light. Both of my lesser gem and my power gem is 3 light. I got Berserk Battler instead of going Vampire and Vanquisher because I was extremely unlucky after unboxing like 500 or so power gem boxes and I got nothing. I got no Vampire and Vanquisher 3-star. And after a while, after opening like a Stellar and Power Gem box like 2 days ago, I got I did like the expertise quest, got the class gem, got enough fragments to get a Stellar and Power Gem and got a Vampire and Vanquisher, but unfortunately it rolled poorly, so it was a 3-star Vampire and Vanquisher Stellar, but it was rolled poorly, so I decided to go with this one. And yeah, these are my gems. And my piece of gear I am rocking, obviously I'm rocking the movement speed gear. I'm rocking movement speed on all pieces of gear, but I have 2 of my pieces of gear with crit damage and the melee with attack speed, because as of right now this is the only melee crystal level 3 melee that I've gotten. The crystal 3 hat, I've gotten 2 of them, and I haven't gotten any crystal 3 faces. I'm rocking critical damage movement speed on 2 of my pieces of gear and attack speed movement speed on all of my weapon. I'm rocking fully magifying gear, including my ring, so I'm rocking the Fire Captain subclass for magifying, all of my pieces of gear for magifying, and also my ring with magifying, so I am rocking like 6,875 magifying as of right now without loot day bonus. I'm not using an ally, so if I did use an ally I would be at 6,900. And I'm rocking Martial Emblem and Unyielding with Conjurer's Crucible Vial. Most people are using Death Defying on U10 because enemies right here in U10 do extremely high damage. And for someone like me with 500k, I get killed a lot if I'm not careful. So I'm using Conjurer's Crucible Vial and Unyielding instead of going Trailblazing, because Unyielding does help me a lot because I can 2-shot most bosses. Some bosses I can 1-shot, and by the time I'm using the shield, I should be able to kill the boss before taking any damage, so that's why I'm using Unyielding. And Martial, because you need the most damage possible, you get damage reduced like crazy. You will see my damage right here, it is kind of what? I'm dealing like 20 mil damage on U10 with this new stats, and before the patch I did 43 mil as 26k PR, so the damage reduction is pretty big. It's more than 50% damage reduction, it's kind of ridiculous. Okay, so anyways, I'm rambling all too much, and let me just move on with the night and talk about the night. How's it fare? How does this character work out in U10? So the Knight actually is one of the better characters in U10, believe it or not. The reason being is because Spear Squire does in fact stun enemies. If you cannot one-shot the enemy will just stay stunned in place for 1 second. Having a 1 second stun on an ability is actually very good here on U10, because on U10 you will also you really either need a lot of stun or really need a lot of damage. So that is why classes like the Gunslinger work really well right here. Revenant actually does work wonders right here, because those characters does in fact have really high DPS, but slower characters with lower DPS, they do struggle quite a bit, because you really need the DPS. I'm not saying that you cannot do like U10 with some characters. You can do U10 with pretty much every character, like you could in U9 if you have high enough light. But dude, if you don't have enough light, some characters do in fact struggle like crazy. So I haven't tested every single character out in U10s, but I have noticed that some characters can in fact struggle if you don't have enough stats. I will be doing this 5-star dungeon, so pardon me. And yeah, so fortunately the Knight is one of the better characters out there, because the Knight does in fact have a lot of high damaging abilities, so high damaging abilities will help out a lot. And to be honest, I'm actually glad that the Knight is good. So let me talk about U10, or what is going on with U10. How difficult it is if you haven't gone into U10. How difficult it is compared to like the normal U9 Uber world. It is a whole new level of difficulty. It's really difficult. I do not mean it in a literal way. I literally mean that it is that difficult. It is actually insane. Like, it is not because of the resistance, because the enemy barely have like that much difference in like health compared to U9. I believe bosses, 3-star bosses have 100 million HP, and U9 they have 75, so the difference is not a whole lot. Oh yeah, so, and to be honest, the enemy health, some of the bosses only have like 41 mil HP, so the health difference is not a whole lot. You obviously take a damage reduction like quite a lot, but especially if you have high enough stats, you can do this no problem, because getting to 25k PR, having decent stats, it's actually a lot easier due to all gems being you can drop in 2 stars, and it's actually very easy to do U10. But the fun part is that these enemies, they hit like a truck. They do hit a lot of damage. They can do 500 to 600k no problem. And I died. If I'm not careful, I can die in just an instant. So don't be surprised if I die like once or twice making this video, because if you're not using Death Defying, you die a lot. And I'm not gonna use Death Defying, because if I use Death Defying, I'm using a lot of flash just to do the most amount of damage possible because of Marshall. And Marshall just does in fact help me out a lot in killing enemies like very quickly. So Marshall emblem is actually, well, Marshall and Arcane, the damaging emblems, those are a lifesaver in here if you want to complete U10 fast. The only other character is going to be like the Neon Ninja. The Neon Ninja does a lot of damage by default, so that character actually does great here in U10. Same goes with the Gunslinger. The Gunslinger does incredibly high damage, so incredibly high damage means that he can do U10 even without needing like Arcane or Martial or those emblems that does in fact help you in damage. But characters like this one, the Knight, the Revenant, the Candy Barbarian, the Shadow Hunter, those characters do in fact need the martial or arcane, the damaging emblems to do well here in U10. So going without that defined and using the most amount of flash possible to do the most amount of damage possible is actually the better thing to do. But yeah, I'm just going to say I have been grinding a lot. Like, you have no idea how much I have been grinding. Um, Yesterday I saw my cosmic gem boxes and I had like 2500 gem boxes just grinding U10, and most of my characters already have like gems, stellar gems on them, so I've opened like 1,000 or so. So I've grinded a lot. I've grinded like almost 2,000 dungeons. And grinding 2,000 dungeons in like a couple of days is actually kind of ridiculous. And yeah, so that's why I haven't been posting a lot. I have been playing like crazy. You might have seen me online. Pretty much everyone is in the hype train. I have been grinding also, trying to get crystal 3s because my luck sucks. I've only gotten three crystal 3s, and two of them were critical damage hats, and the other one is the melee that I'm rocking right here. So I'm still missing a face. The grind is kind of ridiculous, but it's fun. It's actually very fun. But also, I'm just gonna say that the event that is currently going on right now, I have it already recorded, but I don't know if I should post it or not, since seeing that the event is just pretty easy to do. There's already like videos on the event, so probably I'm just going to scrap the event and focus mostly on like grinding, doing the 30k PR videos, and yeah, all that sort of stuff. So I will focus more on those. So and I'm not doing like the daily tokens. I will probably just recommend you, if you're looking for an event, just type in the subterranean thing. I don't know the event name. Let me check. The subterranean scramble event. So you can just type in subterranean scramble, and probably you will see Sai's video, because I already posted the video on the event, and he already explained like well enough. So he explained like well on the event, how you complete it, how to do like the daily quests and all the items and showcase. So he pretty much already did like the video completely. So if you want, just go ahead and check him out. And also the reason I decided to do 30 KPR instead of 25 is because like I said, you don't need any augments, and at the same time the amount of gem dust is actually a lot easier to get. Gem leveling up is also a lot easier to get, and it's kind of ridiculous the amount of gem dust and how easy it is to increase your power rank to 30k PR already. Like I said, I already have 5 characters over 30k PR. Is it 5 or is it 4? Future me is going to tell you about it. You know what? I can just check. I just checked. I'm not going to show you which characters are the 30k PR, because one of them is actually very surprising that I have already a 30k PR, which is kind of ridiculous. I also need to do like a class experimentation on Dino Tamer, but I will do it once I do the 30k PR on the Dino Tamer, because the Dino Tamer got buffed in terms of like the ultimate ability now can stack with movement speed, and it's hilariously fast. Like the Dino Tamer is so hilarious how fast that character actually is. I had to test that one out just to see how good is the movement speed. So look forward to that one once I do like the 30 kpr on the Dino Tamer. But I've already upgraded like a lot of characters to like 25 kpr as well. Not all of them because I do not have the patch as of right now, but most characters are already at 20, 22, 23 kpr. I didn't think they was gonna be this easy to get to 30 kpr. So yeah. But anyways, I'm talking about everything else, and I'm not talking about the knight. The characters that I'm making the video. How to use the knight on U10? To be honest, go class gem. If you're not using the class gem, there's already an expertise quest on like expertise gem quest that will give you a class gem ability. If you're planning to use the knight in here in U10, use the class gem. Class gem is one of the most important thing in this, you know, in this game. The knight class gem, like the stun of the class gem, is still very good. Because the reason being is that you can stun enemies. You can perma stun enemies. If you have a energy regen ring, you can perma stun enemies, and enemies will not do damage to you if you cannot kill enemies really fast. So you can perma stun enemies like crazy. Because this works similar to like Shadow Towers, like classes that are good in Shadow Towers are good here in U10. And the knight is actually a good character to complete like Shadow Dungeons and Arenas. So Shadow Dungeons and Arenas is actually very good for this character. So yeah, if you're wondering that question, there's no tier 7 subclass, unfortunately. Like the power and subclass, you can get to 30 kpr, but the characters do not get like a 30 kpr subclass. So if you are wondering if a knight subclass gets over 120 movement speed, it doesn't. So that's just to let you know. But the knight is actually very good. It's amazing. It can perma stun enemy. It can kill fast, as you're seeing on screen. And yeah, so use movement speed. Well, do not use movement speed. You can use attack speed because attack speed is actually not too bad. And the reason I'm doing like this lap right here is because most enemies in Geo topside drop loot. So they drop like one loot, and if you have high magifying, like you saw that I got like a stellar drop. But you can go attack speed, you can go critical damage, you can go movement speed. I'm rocking movement speed. Normally I will use like my speed build, like movement speed crit damage. But as of right now, I have like an attack speed gear. So if you're going with the attack speed route and you have a class, the class gem, you can actually just do the dash, stun the enemy. Use Spirit Squire, stun the enemy. Then you can actually use your basic, like Curse Skull. You can use your basic to kill enemies because, again, the class gem stuns. You can use their basic, kill the enemies, and yeah. So you're pretty much like good to go. If you're using anything, I would strongly recommend you to use the class gem though. If you're not using the class gem, then you can just do the dash, because the normal dash, the charge, does in fact stun enemies. And seeing that you can pretty much stun enemies, you can just use your basic. That's what I did back in the test server when I did not have like that thing, like the class gem. Still, dudes, I'm rambling all too much. I have been grinding a lot. I got an attack speed hat. I do not need crystal 2s because I already have crystal 2s on all my characters except the weapons. And yeah, So that's all for today. Thank you for watching. Thank you for sticking around. As always, let me know what you think on the 30k PR video on every single class. And yeah, I just hope to see you next time. Take care and keep on hunting. And hashtag 30k PR on all classes. See ya.